Injection molding is a robust manufacturing process used to create plastic parts of all complexities and sizes.
At Biomerics, our injection molding process involves taking plastic pellets, pushing them into the machine through a big hopper. They go down into what we call a barrel. Inside of the barrel, there's a big screw. The screw rotates and is heated, and the pellets melt and are mixed together to make sure that everything is uniform. That melt is then pushed into the mold to form the final product.
Vertical integration in general, but specifically with injection molded parts within Biomerics, is one of the things I am most engaged with or excited about. When we are vertically integrated, when as much of the supply chain is controlled by Biomerics as possible, we get to prioritize or force prioritize projects, production lines, production time, and then obviously see that overall efficiency in working with our sister sites that drives that cost down, drives lead times down, and helps to drive innovation.
Hi, my name's Katie Scotus. I'm a program manager at Biomerics. I've been with the company for 5 years. I do a little bit of sustaining work, helping to keep our current molds running. And then I also do new product introduction work. So that involves taking a print or a model from a customer and going through mold designs and getting those molds into production, not only at the tool shop, but then ultimately on our floor.
My name is Patrick Gallagher. I've been with Biomerics for about 9 months. I'm the molding engineering manager here at the Salt Lake City facility. I manage a small team of molding and process engineers to help sustain the day-to-day production. We deal with second press validations, mold movements, material changes, and internal design changes.
My name is Stephen Gnathiuk. I am the plant manager here at the Biomerics Mebane operation. The company was originally founded as Utah Plastics Group, and their foundation was injection molding. And my site, Mebane, specifically joined Biomerics as part of an acquisition. But this site as well's roots and foundation were in injection molding. So Biomerics has been doing injection molding for over 30 years. This site in Mebane specifically, we've also been molding for over 30 years.
The Salt Lake City plant, the Mebane plant, and the Dominican Republic plant, we do work on different types of molds in terms of cavitation.
Biomerics here in Salt Lake City specializes in 2 areas of molding. Our main floor molding operation specializes in high tonnage, low cavitation, and our clean room molding specializes in mid to low tonnage and low cavitation with high tolerances.
Mebane and the Dominican Republic work on typically higher cavitation molds. We do still have some 2 cavity molds, but they're more rare, but we work all the way up to like 32 cavity molds.
The Biomerics Medical Plastics Center of Excellence here at Salt Lake City consists of the MPI group and sustaining group. Between the 2 teams, we're able to take all aspects of a molded part from design to production.
For new product introduction, our customer typically has a model of the part, they have drawings, they know what the specifications are, and then the project manager will bring the group together. We'll have a kickoff meeting. We'll do a drawing review to make sure that everything looks reasonable. We'll be able to measure everything properly. We'll also take a look at the tolerances to make sure that they're reasonable. We try to make sure that we work with our customers to ensure that we set them up for success.
The engineering process starts with part design and optimization, paired with material selection. From there, the part files go to a mold maker to create the desired injection mold. Once the mold is in Biomerics' hands, it goes through a series of internal validations for customer approval based on desired dimensions and functional and visual requirements.
Biomerics integration strategy, where we are attempting to get each site to really work closely with each other, is actually kicking off really, really strong. So Mebane's engineering team and operations team and maintenance team are already very close to the DR team. We've got projects that are going to either or both sites that have team members from both sites on them. And more recently, we've been working very closely with the Salt Lake City team. So Salt Lake City has a couple of projects that they are project managing for the Dominican Republic using Salt Lake City, DR, and Mebane resources. And it all comes down to resource availability as well as technical expertise. So maybe a specific project is better produced or shipped out of a specific region, but another person at another site has more direct or relevant expertise for that product or project. So we're getting very good, I'd say, at that cross-pollination and knowledge sharing and resource sharing.
Biomerics does have a little bit of overlap in between the metals group and the injection molding group. Particularly with our Winston-Salem facility, we do work closely with the tool room. They have helped us with reverse engineering for some of our older molds where we don't have great prints, or the prints aren't quite as reliable as we would like them to be, to make sure that we can get replacement steel or get some new steel made. They've also done some repair work for us when we have needed some timelines expedited. All in all, they've been a really great resource for us.
With the Biomerics integrations and starting to work a lot closer with our sister sites, we already have projects that we are working with the Salt Lake City team and other teams on vertical integrations, specifically on material selections, on material compounding, and on additives for existing materials.
In addition to the pellets, you can introduce things like colorant to make them, a blue or a green or whatever color you want. There are also additives you can introduce into the plastic. It can be anything from increasing the impact resistance or increasing the tensile strength, or you can add something like a metal flake to it to make it magnetic.
Biomerics uses a lot of semi-automation and full automation within our molding operations. We have cells that are manually loaded, manually unloaded, either low volume or very high complexity. And we go all the way to the other extreme where parts pretty much make it straight to packaging before human intervention. And basically every version of automation versus manual that there is in between.
Some examples of injection molded medical components here at Biomerics are surgical device carts, kidney and liver transportation systems, and internal components for surgical robots.
There's a whole stapling and wound closure segment that we also make a lot of the critical tight tolerance components for.
Devices that are used for ligation, colostomy bag assemblies will have some of our components in them. And then some different syringes are on the market that you could also see that Biomerics has taken part in not only producing the components, but assembling.
So a really good differentiator for Biomerics, specifically from injection molding, is if you need assistance with material selection, if you need components shipped to a specific place, maybe the component's pretty big or the pack density is pretty inefficient, we have a lot of options for where to manufacture that product. We have a lot of options internally for helping drive material selections or where to get material from. And then if there's any value-added operations, secondary assemblies or anything, we have a lot of, again, sites to pull from that can be performed at, or we have a lot of technical knowledge to know how to implement that as cost effectively and or as quickly as possible.
And the end goal is getting the best product out on the market for our customers.